Okay, recording is on. So,
Doris, where are you from?
I'm from Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so now
Yeah.
Alina
It's nice.
may join us from Brighton, the UK. She wasn't sure if she could make it. So yeah, we have Canada, United States, Britain, we're all over the place. That's what I love about this is you can start, building these relationships around the globe and do it in a way that we do it in person here. So, Ricky Jean, I'll quickly introduce. So Cheryl is, and I don't know if she went off camera or maybe it's just bouncing in and out. She's in another part of our place. So we're sharing the Wi-Fi. So
I was just picking my teeth, so I took myself off camera to save you the atrocity of getting the food out between my teeth.
Well, I'm used to seeing it, but yeah, the other people probably aren't. So Cheryl happens to be my better half, and she keeps me out of trouble. So, and Ricky knows that's the truth, and so does Zip. So they're both here in the Dallas area. And Ricky is, if you've ever heard my podcast, he's the singer-songwriter.
Oh, love that song.
It's Not the Getting There. Yeah, he's the guy who wrote it and sings it. So if you hear that, you hear that on every episode. And then Zip is a master connector. He's an investor. By the way, Doris, you and Zip, you mentioned to me that you wanted to be introduced to Doris. I think we talked about because you're into crypto and stuff, right?
I asked to connect with her.
Yeah.
Yes,
This morning.
I would love to.
Yeah. So anyway, so Zip is, he can tell you more about what he's doing in that space. He's a lot more engaged there. He's an investor. He's an awesome connector here and in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So
Nice. Looking forward to.
You play pickleball, Doris?
Not yet.
Oh, good.
Not
we gotta
yet.
get you on pickleball and bug Dave some more.
yeah, Zip's trying to get BeeKonnected warriors all over the world to start pickleball clubs and
Nice.
So maybe you can get one in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Started. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can start the Zibden Pickleball School of Excellence in Vancouver, British Columbia. So anyway, and like I said, Cheryl is the better half. She's the one. I have ADD, so she keeps me on track. So we'll start off here. A few of the things that I put on our focus for today is just kind of talking about where we're at, what we're doing. I actually shared a graphic on the site. I made a post on BeeKonnected regarding BeeKonnected on LinkedIn and used the video that was the fireside chat with Frank Frausto and David Dubbs and created a post, and that post has gotten in the last week over 1,000 impressions.
Wow.
And I've had a number of people reach out. So if you're interested in how to do that or whatever, we can chat on that today. The other thing is Ricky and I and Alina, who's not here yet, we did a couple of live shows. Was that yesterday, Ricky? It was long. Yeah, it was yesterday. A long day, and I messed it up so that they didn't end up being live because I learned a few things after the fact and what I did wrong. So, but it's not that hard. It's just that I'm just going to say it this way because I don't want to we could walk through some of. If we have time, maybe we'll. We have a hard stop at right at 3 because in our lobby they're having ice cream and I want to make sure I don't miss that when I'll get in trouble if I miss that from my mother-in-law. So, anyway, so that's
Talking
that.
about ice cream, if you guys are in Vancouver, you have to try Ernest ice cream. Whiskey hazelnut. That's my favorite.
Ernest ice cream, whiskey hazelnut. I don't know that in the 14 months that I commuted to,
No, it wasn't available.
I don't
at
think it
that
was
time.
there back in 2002 and
Yeah.
2003 when I was there. So
No, especially now, always a lineup.
yeah, it sounds like worthwhile. I'd love to get back to Vancouver. Cheryl, you loved it when we were there, right? Yeah, I took the fam there for a vacation while I was
Nice.
commuting for a week or so. So anyway, we live shows is a thing. Those that are coaches, or even if you're not coaches, taking advantage of the live show ability to broadcast back to BeeKonnected is a big asset to you, and especially if you're trying to develop premium content, trying to start to build your audience. And as the right now with the investors that have come in, we're gonna see a lot of changes. So now's kind of the time. I mean, we've been practicing for a while. I kind of view it that way. So the fact that Doris, you're just kind of getting in with both feet and becoming a Platinum Plus and trying to figure out what you do with all the bells and whistles you have at your disposal.
I actually don't know yet. Just jumped in.
And that's the key. I think I sent you a message. I said, don't let perfection be the obstacle to progress.
Yes.
Just get in, try something. And part of the way is our strategy as Sherpas, and Sherpa isn't, you know what the Sherpa is, right?
Not
a Sherpa,
really.
If you hire a Sherpa, like if you were going to climb Mount Rainier or Mount Everest, and you were going to go to the top, the smart thing to do would be to hire a Sherpa to get you there.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they know everything about it. Doesn't even mean that they know, but they've been up the hill and come back down a few times. And if they don't have the answers, they've probably figured out how to work through it and help you figure it out. So that's kind of why I call this group kind of the super Sherpas. I mean, we're predominantly, this group is elite coaches. We've agreed to help other people down the path. So I want you to meet these other folks. And as you're on your journey as well, trying to use the things, it is very informative and educational to us to hear what kinds of things you're having challenges with, how you would like things to be. And we want to make sure that Tanya, the whole BeeKonnected leadership team, and everybody all the tech team and everything is getting feedback from not just us as coaches, which is important, but also, everybody. And the way I view it is people who are, free members are important. I learned stuff from free members, but the thing is with free members, and they will come into your sphere as well as you refer people, they're still not fully invested, if you will, in terms of that. So they might have an opinion, but it might be that they're just looking for an excuse not to learn something new. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way. It's not that I'm minimizing what they say, but when somebody like you and Ruth Clifton, who I didn't actually, I probably should have invited her. She just became a Platinum Plus this week as well. But we want to get the people that come in and say, okay, I'm going to be a Platinum Plus. I want to take advantage of all the bells and whistles. As coaches, we want to make sure that we do the best we can in learning what you want to do and how to help you do it. So that's kind of what it is. So, and by the way, Doris, and again, I know you're relatively new here in terms of really getting engaged with the platform and stuff, but you can, when you're looking at the feed and you're seeing, let's say, people posting things or live shows where other coaches are doing orientations and that kind of thing, it's totally fair game. In fact, I appreciate it because we're all a team. The way I view it is there's no real competition here. We're all collaborators. We're all working together. All the 100 elite coaches, whether they're, this team, we have the strategy of a rising tide floats all boats. We want everybody to be productive and successful as they're willing to work to become. And so that's our strategy, one of our strategies. So I just wanted you to kind of understand some of I know that's not going through and saying, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. Do some of that, but it's important to understand kind of the culture, if you will, and I believe, by the way, I've been here for 4.5 years. I believe that is the culture that Tanya and JR and the leadership, the actual corporate leadership of BeeKonnected. I think they're on that same page. So anyway, any questions that Doris? I know you've got a meeting you have to leave for.
No, that's okay. I can stay till 1 o'clock my time.
Right,
But
okay.
I like to give some feedback. Remember when I was talking to you, I had problem getting into the meeting room, right, as a guest and all that. I've solved that. What happens is, I think it's my settings don't allow cookies. So when you join, so you have to allow cookies in order for you to join this meeting. And then I have been using the chat function, and the Crystal have been great answering my questions, where to find things. And because I was asking her, I haven't signed up for the affiliate program. I'm not sure whether I need to do that or that's part of it. But I heard that in Canada, they'll do wire transfer or something. So my question is, wouldn't wire transfer be expensive where fees are concerned, right? So they say they use bill.com, and so shouldn't be that bad. So I was like, okay, that's good to know. So the chat function for new people is good, because otherwise I'll be texting David all day long with questions and all that, right? So they've been very helpful.
Well, and that's, thank you for the feedback. That's great. And the thing is, yes, they are good. Make sure the easiest way for you to check when you're going to your home page, and when you log in to BeeKonnected and you're on your home page, is when you go down to me and you check. If you see Be Rewarded there, then that's either you got to set it up and opt in to be an affiliate or not. But you're Platinum Plus, so Platinum or Platinum Plus, all you do is opt in. It doesn't cost you anything. You just opt in to be an affiliate, and you definitely want to do that. So if you have any challenge or whatever doing that, let me know. Also, Heather, Crystal, some of the support folks at BeeKonnected, they can all help you too. But I'm happy to. And you can send me, you've been doing a good job of leveraging the chat function in BeeKonnected. So that's not the group chat, but the personal chat. So I know you and I have exchanged chat messages. I've shared some links. I shared this information with you about this meeting today and so on. So I would encourage everybody, as another strategy thing here, just to begin to build, because one of the things is happening is the investors and the influencers that are coming to the party now, part of what we're doing is, yes, we want everybody to be functional, but there are things that maybe we don't see, that it's not necessarily something we enjoy doing, like maybe creating posts or whatever. We're not, I'd say most of the people here aren't creators of, social media content. So the creating posts in your group, creating posts in your group feed and in your on the main feed are probably, they may not be things that you're used to doing. The reason we need that kind of activity is because that's, even though it may or may not be something, it's actually, those people look at it and say, oh, okay, there's activity here. There's people doing stuff. Yeah, there's 25,000 people here and they're getting, trying to work and some of them are making it work. Some of them are trying, but there's momentum, because that's what I look at too. When I have somebody that's a new affiliate or a new person, first thing is, do you respond to my chats? do you, if I, or are you starting to do things? You don't have to do everything, but so that's part of, as your people start to come in and that you've referred in, encourage them, to get on an orientation, reach out to me, reach out to Ricky, reach out to anybody really that seems to be active on the platform. And the thing is, if you make a post in the main feed, then that shows you're active. That shows it to me and other people. So when I go and I tell somebody that's new to the platform, I say, okay, you need to reach out. I'm going to start doing this. I'm actually going to go back and do it retroactively. But when a new Platinum Plus or new paid member, it doesn't have to be Platinum Plus, but a new Platinum Plus in particular, like you, comes into our group, I'm creating a little picture and saying, connect with Doris Lum, and I'm putting it on and I'm saying, welcome. I call it Warrior Welcome. And I'm saying, and I'm going to post that in my community group. I'm going to post it in the main feed. I'll post it in my Warrior Networking group and so on, just to help you get started. Help people, not only you reaching out to other people, which I still encourage you to, but also that maybe you can get some what I call inbound traffic, right? Get some people reaching out to you.
I think as a newbie, right? Just like for myself, because I still haven't put up my profile.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't set it up. I don't even know how to do the header, and I would need a little bit of help with that.
Sure.
Even, structuring, how do I introduce myself? And I'm looking at different profiles, right, about
Sure.
me. So is it more personal or is it more business, or, so I am kind of, that's why I haven't put up anything there about me, because, I am still trying to figure out what I should put out there.
Well,
and
here's again, I'm going to sound, my wife will attest to this. I'm going to sound like a broken record. So I'm going to say that.
Don't have to be perfect.
I just start, because if you start putting it there, then you'll look at it and go, okay, that's okay, but that's not what I really want. Everything can be edited. You can edit it multiple times. I do it all the time. When I'm doing a post in the feed or whatever, I'll post it, then I'll look at the picture or look at the words or I'll look at something and I'll go, yeah, I don't really like the way that does. So I'll either edit it, take it down, start, whatever it happens to be. So there's no shame in the game, so to speak. In other words,
just do it.
just start. And like I said, you've got Ricky here, you got Zip here, you got Cheryl here. You've got people
Thank you.
that are more than willing to share what they know. One of the things I've got to work on is the tool. What I use, I think we talked about this, I think yesterday, is what I use for my scheduling tool is a tool that I think is less duplicatable. And so one of the things, if you're going to learn something new, and when you talk about the header and you talk about kind of the appearance and the things you want, Canva seems to be the most prolific as far as people's use. In other words, it's easy to access. It has the same kind of functions as Snappa, which I happen to use, and I'm familiar with. So I'm like everybody else. If I know how to use something to get the job done, and I can use it for this purpose, going to learn a new way to do something and not really necessarily do it any better, just do it differently, I resist that because I got plenty of other things that I don't have a tool to do that I haven't learned yet. So I'm not focused on that. So that's my strategic challenge that I have to work on. But if anybody comes on new, like Zip, and he hadn't been using that graphic, I said use Canva. I think Cheryl uses Canva. I don't know. Ricky, what do you use? Yeah, Ricky uses Canva as well. So most people do it, and they use Calendly for their booking because you can get free versions of both of those, so you're not adding expense, right? And you can do most of what you want to do. You'll ultimately run into some maybe limitations if you're using it a lot. I have a paid version of Snappa. I have a paid version of Book Like a Boss. And I've already invested some energy in making those work for me. So I'm not in a hurry personally to transition to something different just because it's there. So I'm just being very transparent with you. I'm just like everybody else. So, and if you already have a couple of things that are probably important, because I teach, or I recommend that if at all possible, this is really, to me, BeeKonnected is really a way to network like we do every week in our local in-person networking group. It's a way to do it virtually. So you're now in our network, and you're in our Warrior Network, but you're in Vancouver. So you getting in the room is going to be hard, but we can put you in the room with our hybrid meeting on Wednesdays. We can introduce you to people, introduce people to you, get your message out, and so on. So I believe it's kind of designed for that. But so scheduling a one-to-one at the bottom, in that bottom corner, is kind of a thing that I recommend. Having a booking link that bounces against your calendar. It just makes it real easy, and you can manage it. You can say, okay, I'm only going to take meetings on Tuesday, or I'm only going to take meetings at this time of the day, or block do time blocking. I recommend doing time blocking and put on your Calendly or whatever. These are places where if they're not already booked on my personal calendar or my business calendar, somebody can request the time to meet, and make that very, very transparent, because that's a huge differentiator in BeeKonnected, because a lot of people on LinkedIn want to, that they want to have, whatever, but they're not willing to make themselves available. Or there's a lot of people on LinkedIn who just aren't real people. They're fake, they're AI, they're somebody's assistant that's trying to say that they're that person. They're not real. See, you and I network, and you're on this thing face to face, and we're talking. There's no doubt that you're talking to me, right? I'm not some fake picture of somebody that has this resume on LinkedIn. And I get, 30, 40 of those a day. People say, let's connect. Let's do that. So this is where BeeKonnected gets real. This is where we really differentiate. And so you're building your community, and you'll bring other people in that want to you know, maybe do the same thing, or maybe they've already done it, but they'll realize the value of, you know, cutting out the noise, cutting out the overhead of time, simplifying things. And I realize that just it's new technology, and we're still in the early stages of the rollout and implementation of that technology, even though we've been around for 4 years. So managing expectations, helping people understand that things will change, things are going to get better. But the good news with that is they can have some influence on where it goes. And they can also build their community along the way. And like they got on the ground floor of LinkedIn. I mean, I was on LinkedIn. I mean, they never paid me a dime, but I was on LinkedIn before they had an app. And when most people I said, "Are you on LinkedIn?" they'd say, "What's that?" So, I mean, every platform has that path, and we're at that. BeeKonnected, what's that? And we're going to be at that till we get to about 5 million users. Well, you know, when you start talking to people. So that's kind of the where we're playing here.
Question.
Sure.
Is it noisy on your end? Because I'm outside here on my balcony. Like on your end, is it noisy?
I hear a little bit, but not ton. It's not a ton.
Not too bad.
It's not,
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's
I was
not,
just wondering whether I should mute it until I.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets noisy, you know, I'm not afraid to say, "Hey, can you mute?" Well, you know. So anyway, Ricky, you know, we were doing the orientations. I think we need to do another one. You guys interested in me explaining what I learned about the orientations?
About how I couldn't get on.
Yeah, and how it was my fault. Well,
I think did we decide that it was depends on if it says meeting/meeting or /webinar.
that wasn't it. That was one of the possibilities. So that's the thing, is when we start running in the thing I recommend, and this is a normal behavior when you're dealing with new technology. If we want to help we're still in beta, right? So if we want to help people, help the tech folks figure it out, part of it is Ricky, and you know, we run into some challenges with doing it the way we intended to do it with a live show yesterday. Had the same exact problem with Alina Apelkova, and realized that the common denominator between those two shows was me, and that I actually got in a hurry. We didn't give it enough time, and so I went in and set up their shows in their room for them because I could. But really, the sequencing thing is important. And so in the future, if you want to have a live show in your own group, and like I know you probably don't even have a group set up right now, Doris, do you? Okay. So when you do get a group set up, or you want to do a live show, you know, do something where you want to invite people to it and have a show.
This is where I need a little bit of clarification. So the reason I joined the Pro is I see that we can have private rooms and I can have my own group. So the people on my team right now is small team, and
Right.
I can actually bring them here, right?
Right.
It says, okay, any group meeting, instead of going to my Zoom room, I'm going to be canceling my Zoom anyways.
Sure.
No need to pay so many.
Yeah. Why would you?
Zooms.
Yeah. Why would you pay even the $15 or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to bring people here.
Okay.
So I can have private team group, and then another group if I choose to, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And in fact, what we call this Super Sherpas group is in fact a private group. So you can't discover this group on BeeKonnected. I'm seeing if I have a tab. I got so many okay, so but like you can see, let me share my screen here. Can you see the screen? This tab?
Starting to.
Somebody,
Yeah.
I can't see.
Yes.
I can't see.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm seeing my screen. I can't see if you're seeing my screen. That's one of the things we're working on is but that's okay. So these are all this whole list of groups. These are all groups that I'm either the group head of the group or I'm supporting somebody. So you've got, Brad and Cheryl Rex, they're part of this. Their coach is Christine Dean, Zip, Ricky, Alina, and then we have the Super Sherpas collaboration support and so that's the group profile. Are you seeing the group profile when I clicked on that? I don't know if it opened it.
No, I don't.
Okay, that's because I made the mistake. So stop sharing, and let's see. Anyway, so it's a private group. I have in the group feed. Let me come back to here. I've got so many tabs open right now that I'm trying to find where. Let's see. Okay, so here's what this is. This Super Sherpas private BeeKonnected group. All right, and so then you can have.
Do I have to join that group, or is that part of the Vision Warrior?
The Warrior Networking.
Yeah.
No, this is actually just a BeeKonnected coaching group, but I can invite you to that group. And I mean, it's a free group. It's, you can have free or paid, private or public. So the Warrior Networking group is the only premium group that I have right now. And I'm still building that out. I'm transitioning from kind of all the hodgepodge of ways that people pay to be in the group and getting it to where there'll be a link that they just register on BeeKonnected, and then they bill it or pay once a month. And so I'm working on that. There's going to be 2 membership levels there. One is just what I would call a full member, and then one is kind of what I call a virtual member. That somebody, let's say on BeeKonnected in Vancouver, that really is maybe going to attend 1 meeting a week, maybe, kind of not be as active as some of the people that are like attend my meetings weekly. So again, I'm working on that. Ricky's actually going to help me with that, and some other folks, to make sure I hit the mark on that, or at least I don't want to be perfect, and I don't want that to inhibit progress, but I do want to, when it comes to money, even though it's not a huge amount of money, I just want to make sure that we do it in the most effective way. I don't want to, my focus isn't money. My focus is impact, and then if money follows, it's a beautiful thing. So it's just the difference in the way I look at it. I'm not against money, by the way. Love money. I don't love money. I love what you can do with money.
Yeah.
I love who you can serve with money.
You can be more generous when.
Yeah, absolutely. I can increase my having level and increase my ability to my giving level as well, right? So, that's our philosophy.
Can you touch on the P3?
Sure.
I actually saw a feed today this morning, so I actually joined setup of P3. So there was only 2 person, and so she was helping, I think Cassie or somebody. So she was helping somebody do her. So this other lady was in doTERRA, so she was trying to set up her own
Yeah,
P3
since
system. for
doTERRA
singing.
is network marketing or
Yes,
direct sales.
I'm
then
familiar.
yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't know actually what P3. I still don't know what P3 is. So, is that I know that it's part of the program. With the Pro, we have a P3 system.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that system?
As Platinum Plus, that's a function that you have. So anytime, like your room, like my room here, I believe, is set up that link that says take your business to the next level. You can go into this. You go to my profile. We're connected.
In the room, or
No,
okay,
you
and
go to
with
my
the home.
you go to my profile.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Let me show you. This would probably help some people. I don't know if people are inviting people to the Saturday show. So tomorrow's show that Tanya and JR do is a show that they do it here, and you can use it on. You can use P3 so that if you, let's say, invite somebody to the Saturday show, and you can actually create your own link that you share. And then if somebody comes to that show and decides to click on like the link of signing up or whatever, they'll have several links on the show that are P3 enabled, then you'll get credit for it. In other words, they won't just go to BeeKonnected, they'll go to you. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you have so when you invite people, you have your own link.
Yeah, you have
already.
your own invite link.
Yeah. Okay.
So so let me show you one right now. I may not have even signed up, so this will be let's see, registered. Let me go to home. I'm finding it. I'm not talking to myself. I'm just trying to find it before I live shows. BeeKonnected. Quite a few shows today. New member orient. There's a lot of orientations. Wow. Oh, these are new member orientations. Okay, let me go to the. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Well, let's do this. So if we go to, I'm going to share my whole screen just so I don't have to worry about the. And we've only got a couple minutes, so maybe this will be. But we can talk about anything. You know, I've teed up some things, but if you have any other questions, we can always follow up. You know, you have access to my.
Yes, thank you.
My calendar there in the lower left, so you can always snag it another time.
Your month is all filled up.
Well, rest of the month is pretty full because I've got my grandkids are going to be here next week, so I have very little extra space on my calendar next week. So that's probably why it's filled up through July till July. What I was going to do is, let's see, my connections. Okay, your connections. Let me get to Tanya's and I'll show you. Anybody else have anything so that was burning that they wanted to bring up here? If not, I'm going to.
So did we answer the question about why I couldn't get on at first?
Yeah, well, because the answer is, instead of me setting up the show for you in your room, we have to set it up. You have to set it up, and I can walk you through how to set it up.
Okay.
And then you have to be the host, and you can add co-hosts, but they have to be added before the show.
Okay.
So as I said, I screwed it up. as I suspected it was the case. So I'm going to share Tanya's screen. So you go in under your connections. Can you all see Tanya Hoffman here? Oh, and I shared the whole screen, didn't I? I didn't share the whole screen. Can you guys see this? Anybody? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see it. Now I'm going to go back and unshare it and share the whole, because I shared instead of sharing the entire screen, I shared that tab. Okay, now I'll go back to it, and now you can see Tanya's screen, correct? So see where it says invitation link here? I'm circling it with somebody just unmute enough to just say, yeah, I can see it, so I don't waste
I see it.
Okay. So this invitation link, if you click on that, you see where it says this is the top button replacement code. So in Tanya's room, the top button is P3 enabled. So when they do you invite somebody to tomorrow's show, you invite them, and here's the link. It's socialbiz.beeconnect.com/meeting P3 ID. So now, if you clicked on that and hadn't already set it up for yourself, this is the first thing, is how, if somebody's already got P3 set up in their room, you can add that, right? You can invite people to an event that person's sponsoring. If that link is available, and you can set this up on each event that you do, then you put in Vision Warrior, or you put in like in your case, Doris, you would put Doris Lum, okay? And then you would save it here. And when you save it, then this will be empty. This shareable link will be empty until you put your room in there. So you're going to put it's really the member ID. And now if you were doing P3, let's say, and it was doTERRA or something else, whatever the unique identifier for that person could be, whatever they use, that's what you'd put in there that would make this give them credit, right? So it can be unique to, once they copy the link, then that's the link. So for example, my link is there, and if I go to then the show, go to Tanya's show, and let's say I'm just gonna go into a room. I'm gonna click. Let's say this is the invitation link. If I use that link, I'm just gonna copy it in. Hopefully, I'm sure her room's hopefully it's open, but I don't think it'll. So it says P3 ID. I'm not gonna go into the room. But if I click on where it says join today, so you invite somebody to tomorrow's show and they say, oh, this is pretty cool, I want to join today. If I click on that link, it opens a new tab, and can you see the URL in the bar in that separate tab? It says visionwarrior.beeconnected.com. So in other words, if somebody then clicks on get started and they register, I'll get credit for it. Does that make a little more sense in terms of understanding the reason for P3? And you can any one of those tabs on the left. Let me stop sharing because you don't need to see me twice. Any one of those tabs on the left, you can create when you're setting it up in your event with a P3, and it can be unique. So you can set up a separate event. It doesn't have to just be in your room, right? If you're doing an event, you can maybe for a different company, or maybe for your Connect or whatever, right? You could then, if you're user ID or your downline's user ID, or, somebody else had a different referral code, they could enable it. You could allow them to do that. So, and enable and do the P3. Okay. I know that may seem still a little fuzzy, and I'm not the best. I'm not a teacher by trade, so I'm not necessarily as good at explaining everything, but you're on mute, by the way, Doris.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So my concern is, what if I am inviting my team, let's say, but I have my link there, and they have invited other people, and they click on my link and sign up with me. Wouldn't that be more of a problem to
No,
undo that?
you can
in the
actually,
future?
no, you would actually, that's what you would use P3 for, is if they come to your room, just like we were when we went to the social biz room because that's Tanya's room, but there's a link there that says sign up here, and that somebody that I invited after I've got my link, the people that your team, let's say your team invited to the meeting, if you had the P3 enabled link, and they put their own code in there, then when somebody signed up, it would go to them. It would go to their website, they would, whatever, they would get credit for the referral. However, the company attributes that. In our case, it's, our site name is is really our referral link as an affiliate. So, and if in your company, each of you have a unique identifier, then when you set it up, if you have let's say you have a referral link in yours. So if they click on this, it goes to your link, right? It's going to go to your link with your definition, your website. So if they were there and you invited them, it would go to yours. That little part that identifies you to the cookies, that's why you need to enable cookies, is you would just do a replace, you put hashtag replacement code hashtag in place of, in the case of BeeKonnected, Doris Lum. So it would be hashtag replacement code hashtag, and it would be the link that you wanted them to go to for if they were your invite. But then the person that is in your team, they can put their identifier, could be Ricky Jean Wright, hashtag Ricky
So
Jean Wright.
even if they are not pro members, they can put their invite there?
Sure, but
Or do they have to have a P3?
No, you are enabling it, so you can make it available. If it's with BeeKonnected, yeah, they can still get credit that they referred them, but if they're not an affiliate, then there's no money attached to that. But it's okay, because maybe down the road they decide to upgrade, and then their referrals start to upgrade, so it could accrue, money could accrue. So but the point is that if it's another company and you have a unique identifier for your company, like, whether it's Pampered Chef or Connect, or, whatever company you have, every person there has their own invite code, right?
Yeah.
And the way those work is there's a portion of that link that they would send out that says that's my link. And all you're doing with P3 is you're putting your identifier in hashtag replacement code hashtag. And then when somebody else sets up P3, they can just use yours, But if they want credit for it, for people they invite, then they're going to do what I showed you, like on the Saturday show. I would recommend you go on the Saturday show, and the way you go to the Saturday show is it's socialbiz.com
Yeah.
/meeting. That's Tanya's room, just like this is visionwarrior.com /meeting. But to this upper link, take your business to the next level, I've enabled as P3 as well. So if you go to they'll say, there's an opportunity, I believe, I don't have time to do it because we gotta land the plane here pretty quick. So, but if you have any questions about that, we can get it. But getting that figured out at this point, especially since we're trying to we use the same what I just said for the Blitz too. Have you been on a Blitz call?
No.
Okay, so Blitz call is something we've talked about before, but they're going on. There's two coaches at the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour that are in liveshow.BeeKonnected.com /meeting, and live show is a fake user or a fake member. So it's like Tanya Hoffman, except it's live show. And people are going in there and running a 15-minute show explaining BeeKonnected and getting people to either, opt in, upgrade, or whatever. And you can invite people and say, hey, I'm going to be doing a Blitz now, or there's blitzes going on. So you can just send your liveshow.BeeKonnected.com /meeting P3, whatever. There's a designator on there if you've, gone into live show. So you do the same thing you do on the Saturday show, except you do it on the live show user and put in Doris Lum as the code, and then get your own invite, and then suggest people come to the Blitz. And if they miss a specific Blitz at the top of the hour, then the next one, they last about 15 minutes. Then they just come back in, and it'll still, and if they're using your link, so you're going to get credit for it. So if they sign up, you're going to get the credit, but somebody else is going to do the presentation. Does that make sense?
That's good. Yes, that's
good. One reason why we're doing the Blitz is it's really trying to get more people, on board, at least at a free level, and people that are already there. And then on that Blitz as well, let me show you. Actually, I probably got a second to do that. So live show. Okay, so this is my link to live show, and I'm not sharing it. Let's see. So this is what the live show looks like in the room. So it says, click here to join today. If somebody clicks on that, it opens up my referral link because I've configured it already. And so, and I made that mistake again. I didn't share the whole screen. So anyway, I know I'm covered. That's a lot to take in. So, but try and set those up. Try and get on those. There's a window here for just a few more weeks before we go out of beta. So now would be the time, especially if you get somebody like you that's wanting to take advantage of getting all the bells and whistles for $50 a month less than what it's going to cost after the beta. Now would be a time to do them that solid, if you will, and give them the opportunity to save $600 a year if assuming they ultimately want to have premium content, have their own groups, do a lot of stuff that you can do right now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're doing them
Okay.
a favor. Not everybody is going to jump in, but at least there's a way to do it, and you don't have to spend a lot of time. You just put that link in there. You can even make a post. There's if you go back to the live show, there's there is collateral there. Again, since you haven't been to the live show, I'll share this with you just so you can see it. Is this, if you click on this bottom link here where it says Blitz event details, when you're in that, or somebody else is in that show, it has all these, and you could go in there and it has all these tools. There's the video I mentioned where it's this P3, it talks about the P3 system. I'd encourage you, you can view that, or you can download it and share it. So if you've got somebody that's in a network marketing, okay, so there are things in there. There are videos, there are graphics, there are things that you can download and upload to, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, and then put your code in there, and you can get people following up and registering with that code. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
So that's part of it. So it's all about getting somebody, the top button on the P3, the top button is somebody just, if they're not even on and to join today, or if they want to upgrade, you can say, here's, it gives them a choice of and then this is where, I just said, Platinum is $49.95, but you can get Platinum Plus for $49.95 as long as we're in beta instead of $99.95, right? So that's that link. This one is just the regular sign up, and this is actually because I've got the P3 enabled. It's in the upgrade is also has Vision Warrior on it because I've configured it on the live show page. So just go and search under contacts and search for, and just go to live show, and then put your Doris Lum in there, get your own referral link, and then start doing, you can do whatever, be creative or whatever, or use some of those pictures that are in that collateral. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks.
I've got to go now. So thank you so much for your invitation here, and very nice to meet all of you. And we'll connect again soon.
Nice to meet you, Doris.
Thank you.
Yeah. Doris, I'm sure
you,
everybody here would like to make sure you're connected to Cheryl and Ricky and Zip.
Yes.
And, and we'll be here to